Now, it is 7:30 on this Friday morning. Let's turn to the race for the White House. Obviously, it keeps heating up. Hillary Clinton with her toughest attack yet of Donald Trump, saying he is not qualified to be president. This after Trump escalated his personal attacks on former President Bill Clinton during an interview with Fox's Sean Hannity. Let's listen to a clip.
I looked at the New York Times. Are they going to interview Juanita Broderick? Are they going to interview Paula Jones? Are they going to interview Kathleen Willey? In one case, it's about exposure. In another case, it's about groping and fondling and touching against a woman's will.
And rape.
And rape.
And big settlements, massive settlements.
Is it fair game to attack the candidate's husband in this case? Joining us now, two people very familiar with the campaign trail. Holly Shulman is a former Obama for America campaign spokesperson, former spokesperson for the DNC, now Democratic strategist. Jason Meath, former director of marketing communication for the Republican National Committee and created message strategy for George W. Bush's presidential campaigns, now head of Meath Media Group. Long introductions, long careers, long resumes. Happy you're both with us this morning. Let's ask first off, and I'll put this question to you first of all. Is it too much to attack for Donald Trump, and we'll go specifics first, for Donald Trump to attack Hillary Clinton's spouse in this case?
Well, look, Hillary Clinton is running for the highest office in the land. It's Clinton Inc. Everybody knows it's Clinton Inc. Politico calls it Clinton Inc. Washington Post, the New York Times, they're a package, they're a team. When she's going to the White House, she's bringing him with her. And I think that we have every right to ask about his background just as much as we have to ask about hers.
Holly, what do you think?
You know, Donald Trump has had a really rough 2 weeks. He tried to court a failed vice presidential candidate to no avail. He's refusing to release his tax returns, the only presidential candidate in 50 years to do that. And so I think he's going to try to do anything he can to change the subject away from his failures as a candidate. And I think that this is simply part of that.
If the tables were turned, if it was Hillary Clinton attacking Donald Trump's wife, would that be any different? Would that happen? Would you retaliate with that if you're running the Clinton campaign now?
You know, I think that his negatives are so high among women right now. Anything else that he's going to try to do, he really needs to be attuned to this and take this into account, because women are what win this election for him, and right now he's having a lot of issues. I don't think this is a good strategy. Even Rick Wilson, who's a Republican pollster, and I don't agree with a lot of Republicans, said that he's going to face a lot of blowback on this.
Jason, what do you think?
No, I think that, we've had 8 years now of Obama and Hillary too, sort of promoting this victimhood culture where victims are to be listened to for any reason whatsoever. We're supposed to step out of our way to go and, bend laws and break our backs to try to accommodate this sort of victimhood culture. And now we've got these women that are victims, are claiming that they're victims of something that Bill Clinton did to them. And these are very serious accusations. Rape, I mean, that's, that should be looked at, and we should be exploring that from every angle. It's funny how when you turn that back onto the Clintons, suddenly they don't want to talk about it. They don't want to do anything about it. They don't want to address it. And decades and decades have gone by where they haven't really addressed these things. And Hillary Clinton is involved with this. I mean, Hillary Clinton, part of these accusations are that she sort of went up to a couple of these women and confronted them. So we want to know about that. We have every right to know about that.
Holly,
She's involved.
Is it a good strategy for Hillary Clinton to not say anything about it at this point?
You know, a lot of these allegations were settled a long time ago. And when we talk about strategy, when we talk about elections and what voters care about, we're looking at the economy, we're looking at jobs, and that's the same every year. And my colleague here knows that. And the problem is Donald Trump doesn't have a plan to do anything about the economy. The only economic plan I've heard from him is to lower taxes for the wealthiest Americans. And so I think, obviously, he's going to want to avoid talking about the issues that matter. And I think in the end that's really going to hurt him in this campaign. It's been
fascinating to watch from all aspects of this entire campaign. Jason, if you were advising Donald Trump right now, who seems to have gotten as far as he has by saying and doing whatever he wants at this point, if you were advising him right now, what do you tell him to do now in this home stretch as we get closer to November?
Well, I think that we're at a point now where, the campaign sort of is going into a Hillary versus Donald Trump. And there's a whole generation of people that don't know who Hillary is. A lot of these people are going for Bernie Sanders. They're the younger people. They don't know about the 20 years ago Clintons. They don't know about the impeachment and the lies that have come out of the Clintons through the years. So I think that this is something that needs to be addressed and litigated in the campaign. And yes, you're very right. I mean, of course we're going to be talking about the issues, and the issues matter, and people are, fed up. But they're also fed up of being lied to. And, if Hillary Clinton is stonewalling, or Bill Clinton is not really coming forth and telling the truth about his past, we need to know about that.
And Holly, what does the Clinton campaign do now if you were running the show for them at this point?
You know, I think that we know what young people care about. We do have a lot of work to do there. You know, they care about raising the minimum wage, which Donald Trump opposes. They care about equal pay for women, which he also opposes. They care about the Affordable Care Act, which he wants to repeal. And so, yes, we are going to be talking to those folks. We are going to be courting women in this country because they can decide elections in the end.
Real quick, before we let you go, from each of you, in broad spectrum now, is there anything that is out of bounds when it comes to a campaign, especially now when it looks like it's one-on-one now, gearing up to November? Is there anything that you just wouldn't touch?
Not this year.
I think he said it best that there's nothing that Donald Trump won't touch this year.
All right, well, we're going to find out. We're enjoying this one for sure. We'll see how things sort out between now and then. Thanks, both of you. Really appreciate you joining us this morning.